Hello and welcome. I'm Rabbi Abe, bringing you another video on Jewish mystical secrets of success. Now, in this video, we are going to share an awesome secret about affirmations. Now, if you're not familiar with affirmations, many people use affirmations. That is, repeating a phrase or a concept to yourself to in some way convince your subconscious of a certain thing that you want to happen or want to be. Now, according to most success coaches, business people, that affirmations are a way to convince the subconscious, and whatever the subconscious believes, you will automatically accomplish. Somehow, your subconscious will lead you exactly to that goal or destination of whatever you've successfully convinced your subconscious of. That's the way it's generally explained. Now, nobody really goes into how does this operate? Does it actually work the way people say? I mean, when I was younger, I was trying to convince myself that I had confidence and I was successful. I mean, it didn't work for me at that time. All right. At 18 or 19 years old, I would stand up and look in the mirror in the bathroom and say, "You're amazing and you're great and everything." And, and that was good for like 3 days, but it didn't actually work. Now, the reason behind it is, number one, we don't understand really what the subconscious is. Number two, understanding the effect or how to phrase affirmations once they're understood is extremely important. It means the difference between them working or not. And number three, using them at the right time, using them properly. Okay, so let's discuss. So what are affirmations? Again, affirmations are a repetitive phrase geared towards some sort of success. That's great. How to effectively use them? Well, first, before we understand that, we have to understand the nature of energy. Okay? Now, the universal energy of the universe is endless. Now, I won't go into the details of that, but there is an endless force, which we actually call it the endless, but is the endless force which contains everything we could possibly need ever. There's no time over there, there's no beginning, and there's no end. It is therefore endless. Now, we cannot just access into that force. Obviously, we are all sustained. Now, whether you can call it the godly force of creation, it doesn't really matter right now what you call it. But what actually matters is how we can tap into it in a way that we are not naturally connecting to it. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, our heart beats, our brain is functioning, and we are, there are certain things that are working. And therefore, we are accessing into the universal energy of endless. But if we lack money, if we lack health, God forbid, if we lack whatever we lack, then in that particular area, we are not connecting. We are not accessing in. Now, there are potentially many reasons for that, okay? Non-accessing. The object of the game is to, yes, access. And there are many different tools how to access. We are explaining one of them now, which we can use for business, for health, and for relationships. Is it foolproof? No. Can it help you open yourself up to access into the things that you need in your life or desire for your own betterment? The answer is yes, absolutely yes. So make sure you listen to the end to make sure you understand it properly and the framework in the way it must take place. Okay? So what is an affirmation actually on a spiritual level? Well, an affirmation on the spiritual level is an attempt to access into what? The endless energy of the universe. It's not us per se. And of course, ask any scientist what the subconscious actually is. He cannot really tell you. But there is us, the way we are physically, and then there is another part of us which is non-physical. Non-physical. Now that is connected to our soul. Our soul. Where is our soul? We're not here to explain that part. Tune into a different video. Our access point is a subconscious, you can call it subconscious, the access that bridges the gap between what we call subconscious and our soul. Now, our soul has access to whatever we want, okay? That's the access point. That's the connection point to the endless energy or to the God force. But we have blockages, okay? We do have blockages. Now, we must understand how the function of this energy operates in order to access into it. So number one, the first rule is understanding that there is no such thing as negativity. There's no negativity. Then what is negativity? How should we define negative energy? Now, we must probably stop using that term, negative energy, because energy is energy. Energy is always a positive force. It fills. It fulfills. Negative means a lack of energy, which has its effects. Okay? So, like if you are in the presence of a negative person who complains. So what is complaining? What is the negativity in the complaining and why you feel the way you do after listening to this complaining for an hour? Do you feel filled with energy? No. You feel filled with a lack of energy. It's almost like their lack vacuumed you of the energy that you had this morning. You're feeling pretty good, but they kind of vacuumed it away. How? They were participating in the conversation like a magnet. They sucked it away. Not because they have negative energy. It's because they have lack. And the lack acts as a vacuum. Very important. There's a very important principle to understand because negativity is not energy. It is a vacuum. A vacuum. And within a vacuum, energy is not present in a vacuum. Okay? Very important distinction. If we understand that, then look at the idea of illuminating a room. If you light a flashlight or if you light a match, a dark room will become illuminated. That's true. You can illuminate a dark room. But how do you create darkness? How do you create the vacuum if there is light present and you don't want to shut it off? I mean, or you shut it off. You shut off the light or you conceal it. You could throw a cover over your flashlight. You cannot inject darkness the way you can inject or illuminate a flashlight. There's no such thing as a dark flashlight or a dark match. The way you light a match and it lights it up, you light a match and it puts darkness in. That's ridiculous, right? You can't light a dark flashlight. A flashlight illuminates the room. But there's no dark flashlight. So, therefore, darkness is a creation of concealment. It's a byproduct, not a creation, better word is a byproduct of concealment or of removal. However you do that, removal of energy. So when you remove positive energy, what are you left with? Negativity, but not negative energy. I mean, it's the way we speak, but we have to understand the principle. Negativity is negativity. It means vacuum. It's not energy by and within itself. Okay? Is there such a thing as negative energy? If you understand it that way, okay, then there's energy of the vacuum, which we can call negative energy. But you must understand what you're talking about, okay? So, if we get that as a principle, and that's a whole principle by and within itself, then we will understand the principle of affirmations a lot better. Why? Because it's not possible to have, it's not possible to remove negativity. Just the same way as if you have a dark room, you can't remove it. Okay? How do you remove it? You put in some light. You light the match or the flashlight or turn the lights on. That's how you remove it in principle. You can't theoretically remove the darkness because it's a non-existent, the reality, in energetic terms, it's a non-existent force. It's a lack of force. It's not a force itself. Other people who perpetuate the force, yes. Then it would be a negative energy, so to speak. But again, we need to understand it. Are there forces of negative energy? Well, yes. But then you need to understand it. It's not a force of negative energy. It's doing this. It's robbing. It's taking away. It's removal. It's a vacuum. It operates as the vacuum which sucks away. So there's energy that sucks away. You can't remove it. Okay? You can't remove a vacuum. What you can do is turn it off. Or in energetic terms is fulfill it with energy. Why am I telling you all this? Well, if you understand that, then you can use affirmations. The wrong way, here's the wrong way to use an affirmation to become more successful in money terms. I don't want to be broke anymore. I'm tired of being broke. I don't want to be broke anymore. No. You will probably become more lacking in money. Why? Because our brain operates only on a principle of positive energy. Our subconscious, actually it's our soul, and the endless energy can only relate to what is complete. As it says in the Zohar, in more spiritual terms, that blessing can only rest on something which is whole, which is complete. And therefore, if I'm broke, am I complete? No. If I'm fulfilled with what I need, then I am complete. If my feeling about myself is that I am fulfilled and I am complete, then guess what? I can access more. I can get more. Why can I get more? Because there's no end to that energy. It's an endless force. It's endless energy. I can receive to the best of my capacity. Now, can I raise my capacity? Yes, but that's for another class. That's for another video. We can absolutely raise our capacity or our ability to handle more. But what's available? An endless amount. Okay, so we cannot remove lack, and therefore we should not say, I don't want to be sick anymore, I don't want to be broke anymore, I'm tired of. We cannot be that. We can't go in that direction. We shouldn't even be thinking about it. Why? Again, because we are acknowledging that we are in lack. Now, so how do you do it? Okay, so now, what is the time to do it? Let's first do how do you do it. So how do you do it? I am. Use the words I am. I am completely fulfilled with all the financial energy and physical money that I could ever need. Are you scared to say that? Huh? Why? Because you think what you have, that's all you'll get if you're already fulfilled. It's exactly the opposite, and this is the trick. When we say that, actually what we're doing is opening ourselves up to more. I am absolutely healthy, and every organ in my body shines with an endless light of health and well-being. I have peace of mind. I am at peace. When you do that, again, what are you doing? You're accessing into the blessings of peace, prosperity, and health. I am in the most successful relationship possible. I know the light of the endless energy contains all forms of relationships, and I am the perfect vessel for the perfect relationship that I have. I possess it. Do you really possess? Are you lying? No, you're not lying. Because in the endless world, you do possess it. You possess everything that makes you happy. But where are you? If you limit yourself to being here in the 1% of your own, call it illusion of the reality of lack, because the reality of the universe, there is no lack. But if you choose to be there, and that's a choice, you tend to remain in lack, waiting for something new to happen. Okay, so understand, number one, understand how positivity and negativity work. There is no such thing. You cannot wish away, ask away, demand that negativity will leave. That's number one. Number two, what must you do? The affirmation is, I am. I am completely filled with endless blessings of wealth, with endless blessings of health, and with an endless blessing of the most positive relationship possible. That's the way the affirmations need to read. They are complete, they are whole, they are what you wish to be, but they already are. And another understanding about that is that there is no time in the endless. There's no time in spiritual energy. So when you are acknowledging that it is here now, you are drawing it here now. It's so powerful. Please understand, it is so powerful. Number three is when to do this. Now, certainly you can do this anytime. My recommendation for you is, I'll give you the, timetable. Okay, the timetable is the best time is at midnight. Now, I'm not saying that you have to stay up at midnight, but between midnight and dawn, between midnight and not sunrise, dawn, which is before sunrise, between midnight and dawn, this is the ideal time to do your affirmations and put whatever you want over there and say it with certainty. So the time and the conviction is important. The conviction, of course, is most important, but the time will help you access more easily into that dimension, because that's the most open portal, shall we say, is between those hours. Now, should you do that when you first get up in the morning? Absolutely. There's certainly no problem any time of the day to do your affirmations. When you get up in the morning, if you do meditation, if you do prayer, absolutely. You should also inject it then. Certainly within prayer, depending on the type of prayer that you do, and certainly in times of meditation that you do during daylight hours, yes, absolutely. Again, the most powerful time is between midnight and dawn. And number 4 is conviction, certainty. Have absolute certainty. It's important to have absolute certainty that what you are saying is the truth. And it is the truth. Again, it is the truth according to the endless energy. The endless energy. Within the frame of endless, you exist with everything you could possibly need, want, that would make you absolutely satisfied on a soul level. But there's a time delay. In this world, we are separated by time and by lifetimes. So the endless world doesn't have those separations or those, the barrier of time. So I'm waiting to hear success stories from you. Please comment in the comment section on YouTube, because this is the way to understand, to access. Again, it's not about your subconscious, it's about you accessing. Yes, that's the subconscious is the bridge to your soul, and your soul connects to the endless force of creation. Well, we're just trying to streamline it here and not make it too complicated, and I hope it wasn't too complicated. Let me know in the comment section what you think, and give the video a thumbs up if you like it, and share. All the best. Rabbi Abe here, and I will see you on the next video. All the best.